Everyone, this is BrettFX here, and I know, crazy, I'm doing a vlog. You're actually going to be seeing my face for the first time, probably about a year. But anyways, we have some pretty cool information that's going to be happening today. I wanted to let you guys know, as like I said, it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to affect you, it's going to affect me, and it could affect the course of Battlefield Comp as we know it. And it may grow, it may shrink. We don't really know yet, but it's going to be up to you guys. And I hope that you guys will get some really good info out of this and hopefully participate, because it is going to be um, really awesome stuff. Can't say enough about it. Anyways, let's get right onto it. So first of all, we're going to talk about some of the ESL stuff that's going to be happening here coming up this weekend and for the next month and a half or so. So as you guys know, I have been spouting, if you follow me on Twitter especially, that there is going to be ESL 1 qualifiers for North and South America that are going to be happening. Well, the first cup just ended last weekend. We had Dexterity taking first, Uran taking second, Elevate taking third, and Simthic taking fourth. So we had two South American teams taking first and second, and then two North American teams taking third and fourth. So pretty awesome stuff there. It is going to be based on a point system. So every single one of these cups, there are going to be 4 cups total. 4 cups total for you guys to qualify for. The top 8 teams, points-wise, will get into the 5th cup, which will be basically group stages, 2 groups of 4 teams, and then the top 4 teams, or the top 2 teams out of each of those groups will then go on to a playoff stage where we are going to be seeing a play of best of 5s to find out your victor going to the offline finals in Cologne, Germany. There's also going to be a $6,500 prize pool for the playoffs. Really cool stuff. The breakdown, I believe, is going to be 2,500, 2,000, and then 1,000. So, you know, you make it into the playoffs, basically you're in the money. It's just how much money are you going to get. Pretty awesome stuff, I have to say. So that is going to be happening every single weekend. Our second cup will be on the 8th. So if you guys are interested, you can sign up right now. In fact, you can actually sign up 30 minutes prior to the cup starting. It will be on, I believe it's 1600. Let me check my times real quick. It will be on 19... That is the wrong one. 1700. So it will be 1800 Eastern that you guys can sign up for this thing. Make sure you do have a team up and ready for it. Remember, participate in every single one of the cups because your points do add up to get into those playoffs. Really exciting stuff here, guys, and we're going to have 3 seasons of this. So if you don't make it this season, don't give up. We're going to have 2 more seasons off the back end of that. And mentioning the fact that we have more seasons coming up, that is going to lead into my second point here for ESL, which is that we do have some small obliteration test cups coming up. So if you guys know, and if you've also followed me on Twitter and or onto Battlelog, you know that I've been really promoting small obliteration, and mainly it's because I've been one of the key people in creating that game mode for competitive players and for competitive gaming for Battlefield 4. It's a very good mode. If you guys haven't tried it, you can try it out on pubs. Although I do think that a lot of the charm for me, anyways, is lost in pubs when I play it because they're never 5v5 servers. They're always 32s or 64s. It's a ridiculous amount of players, and it's not meant for those particular maps. It's still fun, but it loses a bit of the charm for it. But definitely go try it. It's on your vanilla servers right now. All the updated maps. Pretty awesome stuff. And that is going to be happening on Monday, the 9th. It's going to be 1900, or I'm sorry, 20 Eastern, 1900 Central. If you guys want to sign up for that one, again, you can sign up 30 minutes prior. We already have 10 teams actually signed up for it, so that's pretty impressive, I have to say. It is open to North and South American players. So please go check that out, sign up for it, give your feedback. Your feedback is going to be critical in determining the some of the rule sets. So we're looking at potential rule sets for overtimes. We're looking at for feedback, just in general. You know, if something is broken and just needs to be fixed, you guys are going to help out tremendously in that effect. And you know, hey, what's wrong with being a part of shaping what could be basically the future of Battlefield 4, which is going to be the future for ESL 1. If you guys didn't know it, the last 2 seasons for ESL 1 will be for small obliteration. So definitely get your say in. It's going to be some fun times. Alright, so that's enough there for ESL. For now, we're going to go on to the next thing, which is going to be for consoles. So ESB All-Star event, which is going to be happening on the 7th. That's actually 2 days from now. Pretty soon. And I'll be casting on the PlayStation. We'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. CET for the PlayStation event, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. CET for the X1 event. And oh my god, my Skype is going crazy right now. But Definitely go check this out, guys. So basically what this is that you vote for your favorite player, and I think you can still vote if you go to ESB website. But you vote for your favorite player, they get onto a team, and the way it's going to be structured is that there's going to be 7 mats played, and it's kind of like a King of the Hill type thing. The two teams that are going to play, when one loses, they step out, the next team steps back in, and you just basically keep playing until you lose. So pretty interesting. I've never actually seen that being done for Battlefield, at least. And it'll be curious to see how it plays out in this. Like I said, I will be casting, so if you guys want to check that out, it will be on the ESP's main channel. Links will all be down in the description, so you can check that out. This weekend, remember, I'll be on casting at 3 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. CET. Next, we are going to be having some potential news. Now, this is kind of like hearsay. I don't want to say hearsay because it is coming out from the main man behind BPL, but he basically tweeted out today. He said, going to be a big year for BF Comp. BPL 2, Season 2, will change the landscape of Battlefield. An all-inclusive league across platforms and regions is coming. That's pretty awesome stuff there. So we have potentially multi-platform, which means that PlayStation and Xbox is going to be included. If you guys did not know, BPL was in an event that took place not too long ago. We had the finals, which Epsilon did end up winning, but it was basically an invite tournament. We took the best North and South American teams versus the best European teams, pitted them against each other, eventually in the grand finals, where it was Fnatic versus URAN and Dexterity versus Epsilon. And actually, Epsilon and Dexterity went to a game number 5 in a best-of-5 series, went down to the wire, but Epsilon was able to take the day. That is actually up on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link that particular vid in the channel because it was some really epic games. I mean, single digits. It was just ridiculous gameplay. And kudos to all the teams that ended up participating. It was a really fun event, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Season 2 is going to bring us, especially with the potential here for Small Obliteration coming into the picture, a Hardline coming into the picture. Really going to be a lot of fun. Mentioning Hardline, that's going to segue into our next point, and that is the fact that I will be going to Redwood EA headquarters this weekend. On Sunday, I'll be leaving, and I'm going to be participating in a capture event on the 9th. So I'll actually be able to play Hardline early. I'll be able to get some early footage of it. I won't be able to post it right away, obviously, but I will be able to get the posted sometime before the game releases. Give you guys a little bit of heads up. Now, what I'm going to try and achieve from this particular trip here is to basically get. I want to be able to have some pretty good conversations there with the devs about competitive gaming, and it's not necessarily about the modes, not necessarily about any particular detail about the game itself, but a kind of an overview at first, and then I do want to get into some of the nitty-gritty stuff about, like, especially spectator mode. Spectator mode is probably what I'm going to be touching on the most, just because I am a caster, and I do believe that if you don't have a good spectator mode, you're not going to have a good following for that competitive scene. Doesn't matter how good the actual comp play is, you need to be able to view that. So I'm hoping that we can get some big changes to spectator mode. As it is right now, Hardline is almost a carbon copy of what we have for Battlefield 4, and it needs to change. There are some definite updates that need to happen, and hopefully that's going to be the case. Also, I'm going to be talking or asking them about the particular modes. I definitely want to play the particular modes that they're going to be calling as competitive modes. I believe it's called Crosshair, or it's basically a VIP mode, and Hostage. And basically, I want to test these out as much as possible just to see the competitive viability. I know there's a lot of features that may be in this that are going to be a little bit too noob-friendly. For instance, there's a couple of YouTubers that came out with some footage that were saying basically that the logo above the head of the guy who has the hostage stays on all the time, kind of like what it does in Large Obliteration, or did in Large Obliteration. That's not going to work for competitive play, obviously. So that needs to change. You know, there's some other things in there that I would be interested to see maybe change, and just find out what other modes are viable. You know, I want to look at maybe some of their small Conquest maps if we get a chance to play them, see if Conquest is going to be a viable mode coming back, as well as Heist. You know, Heist has the potential here to be kind of a round-based mode itself, you know, because there's an attack defend. Really kind of reminds me of Squad Rush back in the Battlefield 3 BC2 days, where you do have multiple rounds, attack defend, that type of situation. So we'll see how it does turn out. But on that note, if any of you guys have questions that are going to be relevant, obviously let them be relevant. You know, I don't want to hear anything that says, you know, I'll fix the net code or anything like that. I'll just ignore you guys. And I know there's going to be comments like that. I really do. I understand. There's going to be trolls in here. But if you have constructive questions, if you have something that is actually legitimate, please ask them. I'm going to try and write down all these questions and ask them to the devs. I really, I don't know how much FaceTime I'm going to have with the particular devs, but I do want to ask them as much as possible. And if I do get to those questions, I will be asking them. And if they're important enough, I'll ask them. There won't be one of my first ones that I do ask these devs. Now, again, I don't know how much FaceTime I'm going to get with these guys. Hopefully, I'll be able to sit down and have a good heart-to-heart about what competitive is. I don't want to sound like a complete ass here, but it just feels like they're way out of touch with what competitive players want and what the competitive scene needs at this moment. I'm not saying that I have all the answers or I am absolutely that one guy that is going to be able to fix everything, because I know I'm not. But I believe that I'll be able to nudge it maybe in the right direction. At the very least, we'll be able to get some clear-cut answers and some possible answers as to what their vision and what their direction is going to be. They come out recently with some news saying that, hey, we are going to be having leagues and ladders and tournaments for Battlelog premium users. Now, why they make it only premium users, that had to have been the marketing decision behind that to try and sell more premium. I don't really see that being the case. I think, in fact, that's not going to be even a selling point to people. They're going to see that and go, yeah, whatever. They need to open it up to normal players, regular players, to end up playing this thing. And hopefully, maybe I can get that point across and maybe we can get this changed. But I do want to see what their vision is for this. You know, are they going to be putting in some major money into this? Are they going to allow people like me to run tournaments on Battlelog, actually use the Battlelog site as a tool to promote and to basically build up a tournament or a league so that normal players, pub players, can see this? They say, you know what, there is a tournament going on. It's easily accessible. I can see the rules right here. I can see the teams that are going to be playing right here. Let's have a forum chat, and maybe we can get a team together and play in these things. And that would be amazing for the competitive scene right now, is getting in these new players. It's one of the things that we do struggle with quite often, is trying to appeal to new players coming into the scene. And that would be an excellent way to do it, and I would want to find out how we're going to do that. So anyways, I will not be casting the cup on the 8th because of that. And yeah, so basically that is all the information that I have for today. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I'll have all the links down below. And yeah, awesome seeing you guys. I know I didn't see you, but you did get to see me. I look a little ragged. I know I just got off of work, and it's been a very long winter. But anywho's, take it easy, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.